Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are going to be doing Color in Heaven inspired by Wednesday's special. Now, I've already started a few pages in this because I didn't know what I wanted to color first. So, what did I start? I have a digital page. I got a digital download of this when it came out, so that way I would have it. Started coloring. So, I think it's the library that I have. So I decided to do this one of Wednesday and Enid with the background in the window. So I think the one that I started doing was the library one. Was this one? I started doing this one. So this is the whip, of course, but I think I want to do this one just because I think it'll be a fun one to do it. What's going on is that I need a whole lot of some pencils too. I can't believe I need so many pencils because what has happened is we're going to do the background first. You know how half of this is bright and then the other half is Wednesday's black and white one. And then, Enid has purple, pink, and red in hers. So, she has purple underneath her hair, little purple and pink. Her colors are pastels and, all these things. So these are my deli pencils. These I can no longer get. Not the 72 set anyway. So these are something that she. Do a little purple and pink, and then, the top is yellow. The bottom of her hair is purple and pink. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Wednesday's hair? Oh, no, that's not Wednesday's hair. I'm just making the ends of Enid's hair. We'll say this is Enid's hair. You know how that goes. Her hair is purple. I want to try and make Enid as colorful as possible because, she's Technicolor. And Wednesday's not Technicolor. Kind of black and white. Just to show how different the girls are color-wise. So these are my deli pencils. And I really, really like them a lot. I just don't have them. I don't bring them out too much because, they're hard to find. I haven't been able to find them, which is really disappointing because I really do love them. And I do want another set of them, so I don't bring them out too often. So, because, they're hard to find, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I have to start using other things other than my Prismas right now because what happens in some colors I have to look at stuff, and some colors I don't. I made a list on my phone, and I happen to have worked a couple of more hours. And, when I work more, I get paid more. So I'm supposed to pay my mother back too money. But I'm like, no, we have to see what the book gods say. See, and Wednesday would be dark hair. I was going to do the spider web first, but some of you may have seen a dark skin girl I did yesterday. And that was a PDF that I got, and it was really fun to do it. So now we're going to do the colors of the spider web: pink, purple. This is a deli. Hold on, let me get that out. Just do some colors in here. I really love colors, guys, so I know I didn't announce when I was going to come on because I didn't know. And you know, for me, the hardest thing when I go live before I even start is picking what we will color on the live stream. But if you guys, if there's a book you want me to color, let me know so that way then we can pick the book. And these are delis, so they don't have, they have a number on them, and I think, what is this, 106? Enid is like really bright colors. I kind of like that about Enid, that she's bright colors. Whereas Wednesday is dark and brooding. Maybe a little kooky. As the song says. Who remembers that song? They're kooky and they're weird. I really like this series. I thought season 2 was much better than season 1, but no, before I started even watching season 2, I did a marathon of season 1, just so I would remember all the storylines, you know. And I have this one, which is 122. I think it was black and gray, Wednesday's colors. So actually, you'd think this looks easy, but this is not an easy picture by any means. None of the pictures are easy in this book. See, and it's always better to stick with 2 colors. You know, my idea is always to stay near the flavor of what the characters are. I mean, you can do some very creative things too. I especially like this season when Spoilers, I'm going to talk about season 2 of Wednesday. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. I'm just warning you now. But what I like about season 2 was I like the storyline of season 2, and I like how they built on it, and then how now Pugsley's part of it. And he has his own problems. But I like how his storyline kind of incorporated in the second half much more than the first half. You know, the zombie turned out to be a very big part of it. I did think it was a really good show. I just really love how all the characters have grown the way they did it. I thought it was important to incorporate the little essence of purple in Enid's hair because, you know, it's kind of who she is. You guys also know that I have my Prismas out too, so. I brought these out because I don't use them, and it's such a shame I don't use them because they're so hard to get, and I don't even know if I can get these again. But here's the thing, I've come to the realization, if I don't use them, what is the point of me having them? You know, when my nieces come over, I give them the Crayolas, the stuff that I don't really, you know, the very budget-friendly stuff for the kids. They seem to like it. Sometimes they want to color with the crayons, which I'm perfectly fine with if they use the crayons. And what's funny is they know where everything is. They start memorizing where everything is in the house. And I guess this would be considered a color your hoard, since it would be if I finish this today, this would be considered a September color your hoard. Technically, it would be the first picture that I get finished in this book. I have not finished anything in this book since it came. So I think Enid's web is done. So now we got gray and black, and I'm gonna make Wednesday dark haired, brown haired, because it's a lot easier for me to make her darker skinned. 136. As you guys can tell, I haven't colored a whole lot in this. Oh, there's my pencil sharpener. Now I'm using the Acme sharpener. I recently, I'm trying to reconnect it, guys, so. I'm just seeing if the thing went and did what it's supposed to do. Now we're back. Okay, guys. I see that we are now back. I do not know what happened. I do not know why this is happening. But it may eventually, at some point, be time for a new computer, even though this computer works really well. But I have other things that I need to buy before I can even think about getting a new computer. This isn't even the darkest brown in this set, so I hope you guys understand that these things happen when we live stream. I do not know why my computer is always fizzling now when I do a live stream, but it shouldn't be doing that, and I apologize, guys, but this is the reality that, sometimes these things happen, and, sometimes I use my computer for hours without a problem. It only seems like in the recent few times is when I stream. The solution to the problem is I start making pre-recorded videos for you guys. I know a lot of people like that stuff. As far as my finished pages go, as my book project goes, I only finished one of my top 15, so it's 14, but I'm very close to finishing the Alluring Portraits Dream Girls. I only have one more picture to color in this month in that book, so hopefully that happens. How many of us have a Discord and it's annoying? I don't know why my Discord is so annoying. Can't have like a million windows open. Sometimes I'll go over something twice to make it darker. Now, when you go with pencil, you always miss something. There's always a little bit of white, no matter where you go with it. So now I'm going to do gray and black. Just because this is a kind of project that is like, 165 and 169 are the colors in this. And we're going to make her navy blue or purple, like a dark purple Wednesday stripe outfit. I'm thinking dark purple and blue, and then I'm thinking even like all pastel colors for our outfit. That's the colors that I'm thinking of. So those are the colors that I want to. Hello to the one person in the stream. Sometimes I put this thing in there. I put the little flags in or page markers, because I can't use the term flags because somebody didn't like it and I got a little warning. So we have to call them page tags or page markers now because someone got upset, didn't like the verbiage. So we'll try to be more mindful of the language in the future. It's kind of a little more fun to color, but Wednesday's a little bit more on the. I think it's important to do colors that really suit the characters. And tomorrow I should be getting some stuff in that I need, like You know, I have an Alexa and she's always so useful. I find that Alexa is really useful. I need to start doing a schedule again, but I never know what my schedule is going to be like. So November and December will have a schedule for you guys. So see if I do this, this means I'm doing an outline. You know, I think Wednesday and Eden are such a hilarious duo. Have someone who's very bright and technicolor, as opposed to Wednesday, who's very dark and serious. And Enid is just so much fun to watch, and she's so light and cheerful. And then, you know, the fact that they let her brother in school into the same school as her, really just put things. And at first, I just thought Pugsley's story was just going to be the thing that played out, but it didn't. It didn't quite play out the way I thought it was going to play out. And I'm like, when she says, "Hello, Rumi," you know, you're like, "Oh God." And I think Wednesday's face says it all when that happens. Like, and then the fact that she's getting visions. Because this is a lighter gray, it's not as bad. I know these colors might look different in the series, but that's okay because you're not going to get everything looking exactly like the series. And that's fine too, you know. Enid and Wednesday are so funny together, and I love them. But then this season they added Agnes the Mill. I was hoping that they would put some season 2 characters in, but I guess, you know, it's just season 1 stuff. But I tell you that Agnes the Mill is such a great character to add in. Wednesday, I'll make her white. I have to do the white first for her skin. So keep that in mind. What's happening right now with me and my Prismas is that I'm out of a lot of this colors that I would use for skin tone. So I've been going to other sets to kind of try and make that. But the only thing is when you start to do that, then you're just going to start running out of them. So I did a small little Blix purchase today. It's just my Prismacolors. Trust me, I do need my Copics refills too. So, but I don't have. If I'm budgeting myself right, I don't have enough money to do both the marker refills. That you have to remember when you're doing this that the prices have gone up. And today at Blix, they tended to be $1.25, but I still have to pay a shipping and handling fee and a tax on them. And you know what kills me is the tax. And which I find utterly crazy that the tax would be so much money. On pencils of all things. Pencils of all things, they're going to go crazy with us. Now I'm going to do her eyelashes. I think Enid is going to be a lot of fun to color. I just like it. Enid's personality is so bright and cheerful that first season. No, I do not want to. The thing is, every time I press something on my computer, I have to get to it right away. I just like Wednesday's face is like, really? So now we're going to do white. I always put white down as my base. Wednesday's lips are really dark purple. So I should really think about that. I like when I like this color for that. This is number 128. The reason why I brought out these is because I just like the color payout in these. And these have to, they just, when I got them, they were, how shall I put this? When I bought these weren't a lot of money. I think I messed up the hand. I think this is supposed to be thing. I'm not entirely sure. But we colored the way we color, you know what I mean? If it looks weird and kooky, we can get away with it because it's a horror show. I think this was supposed to be part of her hand. Oopsie. Sometimes some of these things are not made so clear. I did think it was awesome how they wrote every storyline. The other thing too is they tied all the storylines together in season 2 in a way that I didn't expect. But that's what good writing does. And I say this, no matter what you do, good writing always shows up in a show. One thing about Wednesday is that the show knows how to write really well. Whoever those writers are, they really did a good job in the way they tied everything up the last 2 episodes. And they left a lot up to I really do like these colors that I'm choosing to do. The colors are really I think I'm having more fun doing this than I thought I was going to do. Sometimes you pick a picture and you don't realize where it's going to go until you start coloring it. For me, a lot of times that's what happens with me. I don't know where I'm going with the picture until I start coloring it. No, this should have been Enid's pants. It's okay, we could still make that work. I could just make it with the top of it. And I've looked, the other thing is I have looked for a secondary set of and not been able to find them. The most I've been able to find is 24, but that really doesn't help anything. See, once I'm done with this string, what'll end up happening is I'll end up doing housework. Actually, that does work kind of. That I wanted a little bit of a darker blue, but that'll work. Kind of hoping for a periwinkle, but I wasn't going to do this outfit, and then I just wanted to do her purple lips, and I liked the purple so much of her lips, I matched the outfit to it. You know, and I like that the series does something new and different. And that's always good if you're going to do a remake of anything. Even though they named this Wednesday, it really, to me, is Addams Family. You know, Enid is so colorful and friendly and happy, and Wednesday's like, I'm dour and I'm gray. There was an episode where they switched bodies, and I just thought it was so funny when they switched each other's bodies so they can understand each other better. So I see another thing probably coming from Temu for my mother. My mother orders a lot of stuff from Temu. I do enjoy coloring these things. They're so pretty. Hello to the 3 people in the stream. Hello. Say hello so I know you're here. I think Wednesday is such a great series. It just is fun. And I thought this would be a great way to do it. And the pencils I'm using right now are the deli pencils. I can't find these anywhere. And I did find a place, but the problem is they only have the 24 set, and it is expensive to get another set of these. So I've decided that I'm not going to get another set of these. When I'm done using them, I'm done using them. Hold on, guys. Hold on, this is important. Hey, Mom. Mm-hmm. No. No, those are gross. Yeah, I've had them before. Okay, love you. Bye. Sorry, guys. I had to, that was mom. I thought it was important. Maybe she had come back home and needed my help with bags and stuff. As you guys can see, I color everything so beautifully, nicely. You know, one of the things I colored really nicely, according to my mother. My mother doesn't color, but she likes my hobby. So I see we have 4 people now in the stream. So when I finish this book, this image, it'll be a colored, not book. Why did I say book? I meant, I know some people are like, well, you should color faster. Well, I'm not going to color fast. I'm going to color at my own speed. What am I reading? I'm reading Arcane Academy. I finished last week Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. That was good. It wasn't her best, though. I'm going to honestly say I do not think it was her best book. No, I think I can get away with using pastels and dark colors because of who Wednesday is. And this is 126. I have to sharpen it. But you see how all my colors work? So I used this as like when the first time they met. I totally loved that episode where they switched bodies. I thought it was so funny, so cute. And, you know, they learned a lot about each other. Then the fact that they brought Weems back as Wednesday's spirit guide. Was great. You can always tell when I use the colors. I try to be complimentary in what I use. You know, I think of Enid as like my pink girl. Now I got to color her eyes and do some skin tone. And for that, we require our Prismers. I love Prismers so very, very much. You can get so much out of a Prisma. Get pink. This for the other things. And then we're going to get a light pink too. But first, we're going to do Wednesday's eyes, which is brown. So I'm going to do Wednesday's eyes, and then we're going to do the skin tone. So we're going to use very light skin tone. So this is where we get our Prismas in, guys. So now I'm going to do her eyes. I know, when you see me with little prismas, that means it's like, a really weird thing. I don't have another white prisma, but I have plenty of whites in other sets, so. Right, and you want to go right with her skin tone, so. This is a color I don't have a spare of until I get them in, probably in about a week. Probably in a week I'll be getting in more of these. This is a pink. Hi, Michelle. How are you? We are coloring from the Color in Heaven Wednesday issue. Most of this has been all done in my deli pencils. I am now using my Princess. Yeah, I know. So I'm going to go back and take something out of my room because I want to show you guys some of the PDFs I've been working on. I've been working on some PDFs. I know some of you asked me during the month, what am I working on? So these are like, I've done 8 PDFs this month. So this is one that I did. So I know some of you are like, oh, I'm good, just got a little busy and I had to buy some more Prismas. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to go to the stores around here that have them. So I ordered some Blitz, right? Isn't that pretty? Then I did this one. This comes from Blueburn. This is an old PDF that I had. So this is Mushroom Girl. This is from Lenka Filenko. What? Then this one is really pretty. This comes from Art Bite Shop, and it's one of my favorite too that I did this month. This one looks like Belle from Disney, and that was not the intention at all. And then this one is one of my favorite ones that I've done all month. These two are my mother and me's favorite ones that we did this month. So this is Gear and Velvet. This is from Dreamworld Coloring, but this isn't from Yvonne Maestra. This is from Corey D. Vemmers. So I did this as an Afro-Caribbean girl. Some of you may be like, whoa, that is so different from you. Because normally I don't do dark skin. So, and then I did this little pumpkin on Facebook, seasonal pencils. This is Fall Ren Fair. This is the September image to see what she does. And then this is, I think, from Giraffe Coloring. This is an old PDF that I had like forever on my whip. So it is finally done. So those are 8 of the ones that I've been working on. I'm almost done with Lendel's book, the Lauren Portraits, the Dream Girl one. So that is what I've done there. I know, they'll be in my finished pages. So that's 8 of the PDFs that I've been working on. The PDFs really are one of my favorite things to work on during the month. I was talking about what I was reading this month earlier. So I finished Ball of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer Armentrout. That was a really good book. It wasn't my favorite of hers. I'll say that right now. And then I wanted to do a cream. That wasn't one of my favorites. I am also reading for book club Arcane Academy by Elise Cover. I have read a lot of her other books. I've read some of her other books, and I've really been a big fan. So I was really happy when the book club picked that for this month's pick. And then for the horror club, the next book is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I'm really happy with that. Always an ad. I can't control those things. Believe me, I would. I try to keep the ads to a minimum. But, ads help pay for, things. So, light peach. And then we'll blend it in with the light peach. I'm trying to keep her skin not as bad as, I'm trying to keep her skin very light. I view Enid as a very colorful. This is her room. This is Wednesday. And this is Enid, her roommate. Oh, God, why so many ads? It didn't bring as much out as I normally do. Just because it's easier. So I was saying I finished Ruin and Wrath for my fantasy club, and I'm currently reading for the Romantasy Arcane Academy by Elise Culver. That's really good. I started When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy for the horror club, and then the other three books I'm reading on Kindle. I'm reading Unbound by Penelope Bloom. Then I'm reading Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and that is so good if you like contemporary romance. I highly recommend it. So she's not as light as, she's not going to be as dark as Enid is. So. This is Salmon Pink. I'm sorry, but when I think of Enid, I think of these colors. I don't know why, but I always think of her as a pink girl. She's just so much more fun to do. I think it's just the personality really comes through. The one who plays her, Emma Myers, does such a good job on the TV series. Do you watch Wednesday, Michelle, on Netflix? I tell you, that's such a good show. Oh my God, you really should. If you have Netflix, watch it. It's so good. Season 2 just finished. All the episodes dropped now, season 2. So this is her roommate who's bubbly and fun. You really should, and stick with it, because I think it just is one of those series that just gets better. And because I got a little extra money, I was able to purchase some more Prismas that I need, Michelle, because I worked a little bit more. I know I should save the money for the next period of bills, but Here's the thing, I got books to buy for the book club, if at all possible. Yeah, so I still owe mommy money too, so. I'm hoping I'll work a little bit more next week. This way the money will be in there. You see how pretty the little things are in here. I'm hoping the colors come out nice on this. And I guess this counts as a color your hoard, since this will be the first image I color in this book. You see, Wednesday will be really light compared to her roommate, who was like full of color. Her roommate's really colorful. And then we'll be, what do you call it? We'll be coloring in her skin tone. But I think the writing is really good on it, Michelle. But it also is a Tim Burton production, so that also helps, I think, a great deal. I know it's been a while since I've live streamed, so I'm hoping that I can live stream again. What I like about this show is the humor. Too, it is humorous, even though it is a show. Another thing too is I think it also rewrites some of those tropes that we have about young women. Well, you have all kinds of women in it. You know, what I like about season 1 is, we have Morticia, we have Wednesday, we have Enid, we have Principal Weems, we have Bianca. We have Thornhill, who's played by Christina Ricci, who played Wednesday in the 90s. So we have romance in the first season. Plus, they introduced a new kind of creature that I hadn't thought about them introducing, which is a hide. The hide is really scary, actually, and what makes this hide so dangerous is it could be anybody, and you'll never know who it is until you see them transform. So, and they look totally hideous when they transform. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. You made her pink. But, that's what I think of her. I think bright, vivid, pink colors. And I really do like the color in Heaven. So I am actually waiting on the, what do you call it? I know, but if you ever see the series, it's going to look a little bit different. And once you see their rooms, you'll realize that these are Enid's colors, really, and that this is more Wednesday's colors. So when Wednesday comes, she splits the window, which is a spider web, and it's her colors, and then the other half is Enid's colors. And I like the fact that they put so many strong female characters in it. Don't get me wrong, the man characters are kind of different. Even the deputy Sheriff is a female, but she doesn't really play. She does play a big part in the. She does have a significant part in the first season, but I like that they expanded her role in second season a lot more. So these are delis and prismas we used on this one. Yeah, some of what I like to read. So these are my delis. This is the delis. This is what I keep my delis in. Someone said to me, if you could get another set, would you? I would, but you know what? It's so hard to find a second set of these. I've looked everywhere that I could think that sold colored pencils except for one place. And, oops. The one place that I did find that had it, it was really overpriced. And I'm not ignoring that. Oh, no. Why is she calling me again? Hey, Mom. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. What, the Mexican thing? Okay. No, I think I'm going to have the sandwich instead, okay? Love you. Goodbye. Sorry, guys, that's real life. If you watch the playback, you'll notice that there's a section where the thing freezes and that it just stays still, the stream. What happened earlier in the stream, and this isn't meant to be an insult to anybody, but what happened was my computer totally shut down. I don't know why it's doing it. Whenever we but it does happen, so I just want you guys to know that my computer shut down while we were in the middle of a stream, so in the beginning, so it hasn't happened yet. I don't know why it's happening. It seems like every time I stream this happens, and I don't know what's causing it to happen. And I don't want to hear wisecracks about, oh, you need a new computer or this or that. Please don't say that because then, a new computer would be expensive, and I'm not going to get a new computer unless I absolutely have to get a new one. And anyway, even if I did manage to get a new one, I'd have to have Mom's input on it. So, and I didn't even get Copic refills because that's how limited my budget is. So I just got the Prisma colors that I needed. So it's kind of like when you know you need it. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I think I have that Kingdom of Curiosity. I'm not sure if I have that one or the other one. When I left New York, a lot of my books vanished. Me and my mother, we went through every box that we could possibly go through when we left this New York City. And we lost 2 boxes. So I think one of those was my reading books and coloring books, because I remember putting together a box of coloring books and reading books that I had, and those books got lost. And one of the books series that got lost that I had was Akator, so I have to re-buy them all. See, this is beige. And now we're going to do the color. I don't know where that light is coming from, where that shadow is coming from. You know what? If that's the case, then we just go like this. And then we'll do the thing in there. Light peach. I tell you, I think Emma Myers is so funny with Jenna Ortega. You know, one's really light in an area, and then the other one's really dark and mysterious. It's kind of like they balance each other out. So I think we're done with this picture. I apologize for my mother calling. Real life comes in between us sometimes. So this is the picture, guys. So I have officially done my first picture in this, and this is technically a color yard. I did this with Prismacolor pencils for the skin, and almost all of it, with the exception of the skin, was Deli pencils. Yeah, Deli pencils and Prismacolor pencils. So a lot of what we did was Deli colored, and then also Prisma. So I think we did a nice job of doing it. I just think it's so much fun when you color it, colors, and you make the colors work. You know, I think one is bright and then the other one is dark and mysterious. The way you do it. Now, I know Wednesday Shade is supposed to be a little bit darker than this, but I don't have good luck with dark colors unless I'm using it for word or fences. So I really think this is beautiful. So I really love it. So I hope everybody likes this very much. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And I guess this is technically a color your hoard. I guess I have to take a photo of it at some point. I guess I'm going to have to take a photo and put it on the Instagram. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And remember, guys, this really, I like when I can color something and it's fun. So here are my nominees, guys. I will put a list of 3 to 4 books in the poll next time, sometime this weekend or sometime this week, maybe this week or next week. And you guys will vote on which book you would like me to do. I don't know how to put pictures yet of what I want to color in the book, so I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so give me a chance to do that. I do eventually want to make a binder, a banner for the channel, but I don't know. There are certain things I know how to do, and then there's certain things I don't know how to figure some things out and then some things not out. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful, wonderful time today. And everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everybody in this country. And I hope we all can get along and have really good discussions and be happy and be cheerful. That's what I really want from us all. So everybody stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. And remember to be kind to one another. I just want people to be kind to one another and remember that we're all on this planet together. So even though we may have different views and everything, it doesn't mean that we're all out against each other. Just remember, we just have different views. So I hope everybody stays healthy and safe. Bye, everybody.